TIFU by going dancing on a second date. So, I, 24F, had this somewhat bizarre experience on a second date with a guy, 34M. I met online. Our first date was pretty good. So I thought, why not spice things up with a night of dancing? I suggested a club that plays my jam 2000s R&B and he was all for it. As soon as we got to the club, I was totally in my element on the dance floor. But I noticed my date, let's call him Dave, seemed a bit out of his comfort zone. He was pretty shy compared to how talkative he was on our first date. So, in an attempt to loosen things up, I pulled him closer and we started grinding. Oddly, Dave was unusually quiet. I thought maybe he was just really into the moment, so I didn't press much. But after about 10 minutes, he mumbled something about needing the bathroom and disappeared for a good while. When he came back, he seemed in a rush to sit down. But not before I caught a glimpse of something alarming. There was a noticeable wet spot on one side of his pants. And I even spotted tiny pieces of tissue sticking to it. It looked like he tried to dry it off in there. The rest of the evening was super awkward. Dave kept saying he wasn't feeling great but was eager to see me again. All the while trying to conceal that wet spot. He saw my eyes glance down and mentioned something to the effect of, "Can you believe the tap's in this place?" Quote, I just ignored that comment and he left soon after. Now, Reddit. I'm left wondering, did he actually jizz his pants? Surely there is another plausible explanation for this? Also, is it mean if I change his name on my phone to a nickname related to this incident? Lol. Taking suggestions. Edit. Forgot to add this, but he wore khaki pants. So the spot's so really visible. Lol. Edit 2. Was not going to mention this, but I think it's important. What drove me to share this story is I got a text from him this morning saying, BTW, I should not assume anything about what happened, and I especially should not go around telling my friends about it, and that a young girl should not spread rumors like WTF. TL. Deer went out dancing with a date, and I'm pretty sure he had a major embarrassing moment in his pants. Damn girl, you must have the right moves! Exclamation mark. GIF. This dude probably came, but I think every dude has had that experience when you go to wash your hands and the sink splashes water on your crotch and it looks like you peed yourself. And it happens at work and your coworkers go, "Oh, what happened there, haha." And you can't say it was just the sink because they'll say, "Oh sure it was," so you have to just say I pissed myself. A girl did something similar to me. I was 18. She noticed. She knew. We went out again. And she tried her best to do it again. I knew to drain the tank before I picked her up. Lol. I should call her. Edit. Don't make it awkward if you see him again. Sometimes a dude's worst enemy is his own bodily functions. If you are into the idea of not having khakis in the way next time, make a light joke and wink and don't bring it up after that. Maybe minigolf is more his speed. You spiced a thing up. Either blew his load watching you dance, or got so turned on he had to go crack one off rolling on the floor laughing. Those pants come like that with those two little dots. They're really in style right now. Even rappers wear 'em. https://getcalicocutpants.com. He actually jizz his pants? Maybe. Surely there is another plausible explanation for this? Tap water. Pre-cum. Probably the latter. Also, is it mean if I change his name on my phone to a nickname related to this incident? Lol. That's messed up. Can you believe the taps in this place? El Mao? Young girls should not spread rumors. Yeah, that's gonna be a big time no from me, dog. That's a put a warning on the local FB group about the creep type thing. regardless of what the spot is. He might have come. Guys also have pre-cum, which is just like when you get wet. If it was the latter, it's really not a big deal. Just him getting hot and bothered. Even the former. Hey, I guess you really do it for him. You have an opportunity to tell him you thought it was hot, and make him feel less ashamed. Source: used to suffer from PE. I think that he probably noticed himself pitch a tent from the dancing. Went to the bathroom to spank the salami real quick and got some dance nectar on his pants. He panicked and tried to rub it out with toilet paper, which is always a bad idea on khakis. I wouldn't assume that he juiced his grapes on contact with you. But maybe the fact that he pitched such an awkward tent is just a symptom of not following rule number 1. In dating, don't go on a date without choking the snake. Most likely pre-cum. This is precisely why I never wore khakis when I dated. As AM31, this is my absolute date nightmare. It happened at least 45 times in my life that I'd go to public bathrooms, wash my hands, and for some reason the pressure is super strong and hits my hands just the wrong way, leading to my pants ending up literally being covered in water. This is incredibly frustrating. Thankfully it usually dries quickly. He just ate a grape. Embarrassment aside, keep the age gap in mind if you choose to continue the relationship. Clubbing is the sacrifice he had to make dating a 20-year-old. There will be plenty more in the future. That morning after text is really weird. He sounds like he's trying to exert fatherly energy over you by calling you young girl. If it was just the jizz in his pants, it would be fine. The way he texted you later though? Just block him and be done with it. Pro tip to all the young men in here: if some hot chick is grinding on you, don't be ashamed if this happens. Straight up on that and tell her hot you found it, and tell her how good she looked, etc. I promise you, having confidence in this situation and owning it and laughing about it will be X 10 million times better than trying to hide it and then texting her the next day denying it, etc. The incident is fine, but the text is a massive red flag. Also, him referring to you as a young girl is very creepy.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.